All right, so after you have gone through and you have watched the introductory video and made sure that you understand everything that needs to be done in the module and the due dates, you have started on watching the videos and actively working through some of the problems with either using the PDF that I put into the module or your algebra notebook or writing the problem down, whatever is working for you. And you've gone through and you've done the formative assessments. You've practiced, you have done multiple attempts, you've made sure that you know and what you don't know. The next thing that you want to do is to attend the Zoom sessions. And so when you come to the Zoom sessions, it is important that you are prepared with specific questions and that you actually have the questions written down, or you're very easily able to share your screen and show us all what the problem is. The reason why that is that Canvas does a lot of shuffling, and so your problem 6 may not be the problem 6 I'm looking at or the problem 6 another student is looking at. So you do want to make sure that you do have the problem written down so that you have that we are able to very easily address the concept that you're having troubles with. Notice that there are multiple Zoom sessions that you are able to attend. I suggest that you attend as early in the week as possible. Some students will feel that they need to attend every Zoom session. Some students will feel that one is adequate. It really just depends on the student and the concept that we are doing that particular week. I would say that you want to, this is already on your calendar, but plan on attending the Zoom session on Wednesday, January 6th at noon. That's where I'm going to address any questions about just how the class is set up, expectations, how the modules are laid out. All of those types of questions can be addressed there in addition to any of the math questions that you may have already started. Notice that I don't have one on Tuesday, January 5th, because you will have just started into the content, and I want to be able to give you a day to be able to digest the information before we start going through and answering questions. That'll most likely be the format in that Monday the new material will come out and our first Zoom session will be on Tuesday. Moving on in our module there, the next thing is the summative assessment. The summative assessment is very similar to just taking the test in class. So we want to make sure that we have a testing environment set up, that you're, if you require quiet, if you require isolation, that you have the right amount of time allotted. You will be able to tell by the problems throughout the week how much time you're going to be able to need to finish that test correctly. So for some people it might be 20 minutes, for some people it might be an hour. So make sure that you allot the personal amount of time that you need. Please keep in mind that just like a test, it's one attempt, so we're not going back and doing multiple attempts on this assessment. This is our summative assessment. Notice that it is not going to, even though it'll be in your module, if you click on it, it won't be available until Thursday. And the reason why that is I strongly want to encourage you to go through the process of watching the videos, of actively completing problems in the notes, of going through and doing the formative assessment problems, so that then you can come to Zoom and ask questions before you get to this summative assessment. So I don't want anyone going to the summative assessment before they've gone through that process. And then notice that we have no Zoom questions regarding the summative assessment. Of course, that's just like in any class, the teacher's not going to answer questions about the test, exact questions that are on the test. Now, in addition to the concept that we are working on, we're going to have a weekly review concept. And so this weekly review can be done at any point throughout the week. You may do it first, You may do it last. You could do it, in the middle of you working on the other concepts. It's basically a review concept that we are going to use sometime very soon with a new concept. So it kind of helps bring that back into our memory and helps us then be able to implement it into a new type of problem. So notice that there will be a quick video, and then there will be a Canvas quiz. Once again, check out that due date right there. Any due date is going to have a 9 a.m. time on it on your calendar. If you look at this, this is very similar to a formative assessment in that questions can be brought to Zoom meetings. Now, I may not go through and do the exact question that is on the week 1 review, but I'll do a very similar one to help you with your memory, help you regain that information so that we can then use it in the next week. Okay? Weekly review items will not be on the summative assessment. They are purely to help us remember skills that we are going to need in upcoming lessons. So what are some takeaways, things that I can mention based on talking to students and parents and other teachers during first semester here? First thing is that we have to ask questions. We have to be comfortable enough either to come to the Zoom and ask questions or Canvas message me and ask questions, but it's very difficult without being in a classroom setting to be able to see that you don't have questions unless you're actually asking me. Make sure that your questions are very specific in your Canvas message, and if you can, make sure that you include all questions in one message. Sometimes I will get 3 or 4 messages from the same person. They're all within an hour or so, and if we can just streamline that, sometimes I can then see, oh look, they're asking like the same type of question each time, and it's just going to help me be able to get back to you faster and be able to see what you know and don't know and help you through that process. Once again, it says be specific. If you just email me and say I don't understand, I'm going to ask you where you don't understand. So anything that you can do to help speed up that process will be beneficial. Okay? Most times I will say start with, have you watched the videos? And if you say no, then I'll say, please watch the videos and then come back to me with specific questions. If you've watched the videos, I'll say to you, well, where in the video did you get lost? Because, if you understood some of it and you got to a certain problem and were confused, then that's where we need to start. So just make sure that you're ready to answer those types of questions when you are asking a question. Probably the most important thing is please do not procrastinate. A lot of the changes that I made to the schedule were based on feedback about procrastination. So I hope that being able to do everything within a 7-day period, within a Monday to a Monday, you get everything assigned on a Monday, everything is due on a Monday, that will help us. But you need to realize that school is from 8:45 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. on Monday and Friday, and those are the times that I am available to you and that I will be able to respond to during questions. So although some of you I know work at way different times, I get messages at 2 in the morning and at 11 p.m. It's fine to message me at those times, but please keep in mind that you're not going to get a response back until we're in that next school day. One thing that I caution you about is, since we're assigning work on Monday and it's due on Monday, procrastinating to waiting to doing over the weekend, because then you have the risk of not understanding and not having access to any of the help and Zoom sessions that would be available to you during the week. So just please be careful about that you're really working throughout the week, getting into those Zoom sessions and getting the help that you need so that you have the best opportunity to learn the concepts and get the best grade that you can. If you have any questions about the setup of the class, you can either Canvas message me Or what I would really appreciate is if you attend our first Zoom session on Wednesday, January 6th at noon. That information would be in the module for this week, and you can ask any of those questions. I'm sure if you have a question, someone else has the same question. All right, thanks, and have a good day.